in the Preakness. Mystic Dan came out very well. So to Imagination, Seize the Gray, goes up in between horses, and Brian Hernandez is going to take back on Mystic Dan as Seize the Gray takes the early lead. Imagination on the outside is second. These two to set the pace, 3 lengths ahead of Mystic Dan and Just Steel. Then Catching Freedom, Tuscan Gold in behind them, Uncle Heavy and Mugatu at the back of the pack. The opening quarter mile was 24.04 seconds for front-running Seize the Gray, who has seized the lead, and Frankie Dettori is keeping Imagination well off the rail in second, a length behind. And then comes Mystic Dan, who's on the rail just alongside of Just Steel. They've got 2.5 on Catching Freedom, who's fifth and 7 lengths off the lead. Then Tuscan Gold, Uncle Heavy on the inside, and Mugatu. 47.33 was the half mile for Seize the Gray, who heads up the backstretch in front with Imagination, his closest pursuer, in second. Just Steel and Mystic Dan are heads apart, third and fourth. Catching Freedom is well held, fifth in behind them with 5 lengths to make up at the half-mile pole. Tuscan Gold is next. Around the far turn they go, and it is still Seize the Gray who leads the way for D. Wayne Lucas, and has been there every step of the way so far. Mystic Dan has made a move, and now he's just to the outside. He's taken second. Then comes Imagination in third as they come to the top of the stretch. Seize the Gray turning for home in front. Mystic Dan confronts him. Catching Freedom now right behind and swinging to the outside. Seize the Gray is still there. Mystic Dan bearing down on the outside. Seize the Gray won't go away. Mystic Dan Catching Freedom moving down the center of the track. But Wayne Lucas has got it. Seize the Gray wins the... They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Fierceness had an okay start. He came away in the middle of the pack. Track Phantom will go to the early lead, and now John Velasquez gets Fierceness into the mix. Stronghold is there. Epic Ride goes up on the far outside. Just Steel is close up too as they race past the first time. And then comes Mystic Dan down on the inside of West Saratoga. Resilience is next. Then comes Society Man on the outside of Just a Touch, Catalytic along the rail. Nordic is next, saving all the ground into that turn. Then comes Catching Freedom, Domestic Product, Rambo the first. Then Japan's Forever Young down on the inside. Sierra Leone has 3 horses beaten. They are T.O. Password, Honor Marie, and Endlessly. So this important half mile coming up here. They run that first half in 46.63 seconds. Pace is even enough, not flying. Track Phantom the leader. Just Steel perched up on the outside second. Fierceness is third just outside of them. Then Stronghold, Mystic Dan to the inside. And Epic Ride 3 wide. West Saratoga in behind that group. Then Stronghold, he's got 7 lengths to make up. Look back for Sierra Leone. He's still about 14 lengths behind as Track Phantom passes the half-mile pole with the lead. And Fierceness is moving now. And going right with him is Just Steel. The 3 of them across the track. Then Longshot Epic Ride. Mystic Dan toward the inside. Stronghold is next. Then Fierceness. Sierra Leone and Forever Young still with work to do. Forever Young is starting to pick it up as they come toward the top of the stretch. It is Fierceness who's moving up on the outside of Track Phantom. And there on the far outside, here comes a run from Stronghold and Resilience. And Resilience has now moved up to take the lead as Fierceness is given way, coming by the 16th pole. And Mystic Dan has now come through on the inside. It is Mystic Dan down toward the inside with the lead in the final 16th. Forever Young, Sierra Leone is coming. These 3 coming down to the wire. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's a photo of the Derby.
And they're off in the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby. And there's Awesome Rudo, who strides away. Hall of Fame with Antiquarian, who broke through the gate prior to the start. And now Track Phantom with this early bid for Joel Rosario to take the early lead as they head toward the first turn. It's Track Phantom, who's emerged in front of Hall of Fame with Common Defense right there. Awesome Ruta in fourth, Antiquarian in fifth, and Tuscan Gold is sixth as they enter the first turn. Then comes Next Level. One off the rail is Real Men Violin, and they have 7 furlongs to run as these leaders go to the back of this historic New Orleans track. Anna Marie is racing outside of Agate Road, who settled with the rail, and Catching Freedom has dropped back to be 11th and last. The opening quarter covered in 23.49 seconds. So it's Track Phantom. Track Phantom dictates the pace here from Common Defense, who stays close to Track Phantom, who's allowed to dictate terms here for the run to the half-mile pole. With on the outside Tuscan Gold in the gold cap, and Hall of Fame is running in fourth. Awesome Root in the red cap in fifth. Then comes Antiquarian a wide sixth. Next Level is seventh. Real Men Violin eighth between horses, and 6 lengths from Tuscan Gold, who leads the Louisiana Derby field past the half mile. Then comes Anna Marie still together with Agate Road, and the trailer remains Catching Freedom. Half mile in 48.33 seconds. 3/4 for Track Phantom, 1 minute 12.54 seconds. It's Track Phantom who leads coming toward the quarter pole, but Common Defense has been right there with the front runner. It's Track Phantom and Common Defense. They're a neck apart as they turn for home. Antiquarian is sweeping outside of Tuscan Gold. Then toward the inside, Awesome Ruta. Hall of Fame down there with the rail. Catching Freedom is unwinding on the extreme outside through the final quarter of a mile, and it's Common Defense. Toward the inside, Track Phantom determined. Track Phantom sticking that neck out. Just holds Common Defense. Moving up Tuscan Gold, and here comes Catching Freedom, who's charging for Flavian Pratt. They come past the 16th. Last to first, it's Catching Freedom to win the Louisiana Derby. Anna Marie was second to Catching Freedom.
They're off in the Donn Handicap. Catholic Cowboy broke the best. Constitution and Commissioner, though, come through on the inside, and these two will be 1-2 into the first turn. It is Constitution and Commissioner, and Lee settles into stride right behind them, running in third on the rail. Alongside, in fourth position, is Blue Tone on that first turn. Then Prayer for Relief outside of Catholic Cowboy. East Hall is 5 lengths off the lead on the rail. Pratonico's at the back with El Nawi as they go on to the back stretch in 23 1/5 seconds. So it's the Florida Derby winner Constitution on top in the Donn Handicap, with Commissioner running in second. He's 3/4 of a length behind. Now he's getting closer now. Moving up alongside Commissioner, now head and head with Constitution on the lead. And then comes Blue Tone, followed by Prayer for Relief. Lee is down on the inside. East Hall trying to squeeze through at the fence. He's only 3 lengths off the lead up the backstretch. Catholic Cowboy is after that. El Nawi. And a 47 1/2 mile as the field races for the turn where it's Constitution and Commissioner. And these two are still right together midway on the far turn. Lee is down on the inside, waiting for a spot to go. Prayer for Relief is 3 wide. Blue Tone is 5th between those two. And now they make their way to the top of the stretch, 3/4 in 1:11 flat. And it is still Constitution, Commissioner, and Lee is on the inside. Just in behind the leaders, Joel Rosario looking for a place to go at the top of the stretch. He's going to come outside of Constitution. And now Constitution has a 2-length lead. Lee comes after him. El Nawi is closing in the center of the track into the final 16th. It's Constitution drifting out, holding off Lee as they come down to the finish. Constitution in the Donn. Lee was second, and then came El Nawi, followed by Prayer for Relief.